with its speed and keen hunting instincts. Can a mother cheetah protect her cubs in a world where predators can easily become prey? The harsh savanna, the great hunter's journey to survival. Dawn falls on the Serengeti savanna like a gentle yet mysterious greeting. The first light of day filters through a thin layer of mist, spreading gold across each tall blade of grass. In the silence of nature, everything seems to stop, but hidden beneath that stillness is a world in constant motion. This is Africa, where every second is a battle for survival. Where every sound, every glance, every step carries a sign of life or death. In the middle of the vast plains, a female cheetah heavily steps out of the bushes. She did not hunt for prey, but sought a secluded place to give birth, her maternal instincts stronger than her fear. In the shade of the bushes, she stopped and listened. Predators might be around, but she could not wait any longer. As the sun rose above the horizon, the mother lay down. The first moments of a new life began with silence and pain in the midst of the dangerous savanna. In the shade of the bushes, the mother struggled in the pain of labor. There was no herd, no one to help, only her instincts to guide her. The 3 cubs were born, tiny, blind, with shaggy grey fur like honey badgers. The mother licked them clean, gently pushing them to find her breast. She was exhausted, but her eyes softened. In that moment, danger receded, leaving only the warmth of new life. But in the Serengeti, peace never lasts. Soon, she would have to stand up again to protect her little cubs in this dangerous world. After only a few days, the mother leopard began to move. She could not stay in one place for too long. The scent of her cubs could attract hyenas or lions at any time. Every morning, she would carry her cubs one by one, gently holding them behind their necks, and then weave through the tall grass. When she had placed the cubs in their new shelter, she would turn around and quietly pick up the next one. Just like that, the mother leopard moved continuously, without stopping, not for herself, but for the little creatures sleeping soundly in the thick grass. In those first days of life, the cubs had not yet opened their eyes and did not know anything about the world around them. But every beat of their hearts, every fragile breath, depended entirely on their mother's vigilance and resilience. As time passed, the cubs grew up day by day under their mother's silent protection. From their first wobbly steps to their first time stalking insects, they learned all survival skills through observing and imitating their mother. Although they are solitary animals, cheetahs maintain a special bond with their young throughout their first year. They do not stay in herds like antelopes or bison, nor do they bond for life like elephants, which are known for their strong family structures, where children live with their mothers, aunts, and grandmothers for generations. Unlike elephants, where older mothers help educate and protect their grandchildren, the mother cheetah takes it all on herself. No one watches over her when she hunts, nor does anyone help her find her child if she gets lost. But in that solitude, the bond between mother and child becomes even stronger, because each lesson, each scar, is paid for with her own blood and strength. A morning on the grasslands spread out in pale yellow sunlight. In the distance, a herd of impalas graze, occasionally raising their heads to observe, their ears pricked up like living antennas. They are agile, quick, and especially alert. The mother leopard crouched in the grass, her eyes fixed on the young impala nearly 80 meters away. The wind was favorable. She quietly advanced, each step as tense as a bowstring waiting to be released. Then suddenly her body tensed like a spring, and she launched herself. The mother leopard began to eat to regain her strength. At the same time, near the nest of the cubs, a shadow slowly slithered through the thick grass. It was a snub-nosed green snake. Its heavy body, its grey-yellow scales blending with the ground, it almost disappeared into the grass. But this time, there was no danger. The snake did not pay attention to the scent of milk, nor did it detect the presence of its cubs. It curled up and rested, letting its fragile life continue to be preserved in silence. In the afternoon, the mother leopard returned, dusty but alert. The cubs rushed to nestle in their mother's belly, suckling milk. Time passed. The cubs were now more than 2 months old. Their fur had turned yellow, their legs were stronger, and their eyes were full of curiosity about the world around them. They began to leave the bushes, trotting after their mother on the vast grasslands. No longer just knowing how to suckle, now they observed every step, every time their mother hid in the grass, every time her mother watched her prey. Remembering her hunting instinct from the most familiar silhouette. One quiet morning, the mother leopard left her cubs, her body low to the ground, weaving through the tall grass. The cubs hid behind, lying still in the bushes. They understood that every time their mother left was a gamble between hunger and fullness. She went deep into the grasslands, her eyes scanning the herds of antelopes in the distance. There was no noise, no roar, just the silence of a predator waiting for the right moment to strike the decisive blow. In just a few seconds of rushing forward, the mother leopard took down the young antelope with a fatal bite, then dragged the prey into the bushes, softly calling to her cubs. The young leopards ran over, reveling in their first meal of meat. But not long after, a strange noise was heard as 2 hyenas emerged from the tall grass. As opportunistic carnivores, spotted hyenas are known for their extremely strong teeth and pack mentality. They can smell blood from a long distance and do not hesitate to steal prey from any predator, including lions. The mother leopard roared and rushed out to distract them, keeping them away from her cubs. Although not as strong as the hyenas, she had the agility and determination of a gentle mother protecting her cubs. Fortunately, after a few minutes of stalking and not seeing an easy opportunity, the hyenas left. The cubs gathered around the carcass again, and for the first time, they were full in a land where the weak must always be on guard every minute. As the sun gradually set in the west, the grasslands were dyed a deep red. The mother leopard took her cubs back to shelter. But a new danger was quietly approaching this time, not the hyenas. In the distance, several large figures ambled across the grasslands. They were wandering male lions, the rulers of the apex of the predatory chain. They walked slowly but powerfully, marking their territory and surveying every trace. Although they did not usually hunt leopards, male lions were still a real threat. If they came across small cubs, they would kill them not for food, but to eliminate future threats, as they would do to the cubs of their rivals. The mother leopard had no choice but to hide in the thick grass. Not far from where the mother leopard was hiding, a family of lions was resting in the shade of a large tree. The mother lion cared for her young cubs, teaching them how to play and their first lessons in strength and survival. A male lion appeared in the distance, carefully observing the family of lions. Although he did not attack, his presence was a reminder of the power and dominance of the male lions in the area. Finally, the male lion turned away, and the lion family continued to rest. Time passed, and the cubs grew up. The little leopards, who had only known how to hide under the protection of their mother, now had enough strength and agility to go out with their mother to hunt. With steady legs and sharp eyes, they were ready to join the battle for survival on the Savanna. The mother leopard leads her cubs across the vast plain, the dry grass rustling under their gentle steps. The sun has risen high, the bright light shining down on the vast grassland. On the grassland, a herd of wildebeest is leisurely grazing, completely unaware of the approaching danger. They slowly move closer, step by step. The scent of wildebeest is spreading in the air. The hunt begins. The successful hunt is an important milestone in the journey of the leopard's maturity, when they are no longer just cubs, but have become real hunters. While the leopards rest, the Serengeti continues its rhythm of life. The herd of wildebeest, despite having just escaped danger, is still alert and moves across the plain. The wildebeest are migratory animals, moving hundreds of kilometers each year in search of food and water. Their bodies are strong, can run fast and are durable. However, their migration journey is not easy. The antelopes face constant dangers. Predators such as lions, leopards and hyenas always seek to attack the weakest. In addition, they also have to cross wide rivers, where crocodiles are waiting to attack any antelope that is unlucky enough to stray from the herd. Only the strong and agile antelopes can survive and continue this challenging journey. Under the red sunset, the now grown-up cubs begin to leave their mothers, entering a solitary life in the savanna. They carry with them the instincts that have been honed from their mother's days, knowing how to hunt, how to hide, how to survive. The mother leopard stands still and watches, not holding on. Separation is inevitable for the cubs to have enough strength to enter the harsh cycle of nature. And in the Serengeti, each ending is just the beginning of a new journey of survival. Today, while still the fastest animal on the planet, cheetahs are facing a slower but much more fierce race for survival, the race against extinction. There are fewer than 7,000 cheetahs left in the wild in all of Africa. They have disappeared from more than 90% of their historical range. The cause is not predators but humans, habitat loss, conflicts with farmers, and the illegal pet trade. As a species that needs large areas to hunt and raise cubs, cheetahs cannot survive in areas reduced by fences, roads, or urbanization. Every time they are pushed back, they lose not only their habitat but also the opportunity to pass on their life to the next generation. Without timely and effective conservation efforts, the resilient journey of mother and cub across the savanna will only remain in documentary footage as a sad epic about the great predator that is gradually fading into the past. Which survival journey impressed you? Remember to leave a comment below the video. hit the bell. Subscribe to not miss the next wild stories from the majestic natural world. A journey to survive the high mountains. The wind whistles through the snow-capped peaks, where the altitude exceeds 4,500 meters and life seems impossible. But amid the cold and ice, three creatures persist: the snow leopard, a silent hunter in the mist; the markhor goat, a master of mountaineering; and the golden eagle, a black shadow sweeping across the sky. They not only share the same food chain, but also occupy the harshest slopes of Central and South Asia, from the Pamir Plateau to the Himalayas. Here, every step, every leap, every glance can mean the difference between life and death. In the bitter cold and howling wind among the snow-capped mountains, a snow leopard is stalking its prey. Below, a mountain goat leisurely walks on the edge of the cliff. Without hesitation, the snow leopard dives like lightning, crossing the steep ledges, each leap powerful and precise. The goat was startled and ran, rushing through the narrow cliffs in a surprising way. The breathless chase took place on the edge of the deep abyss. But the rugged terrain was the prey's advantage. A failed hunt. Energy was running low, and hunger was still there, clinging like the cold of this high mountain region. The snow leopard walked slowly on the cold rock, its shadow long in the pale light of the day. In this harsh mountain range, each failure was a reminder of the perseverance and the miraculous evolution of this solitary creature. With its thick, soft fur like frost, silver-grey interspersed with black spots, the snow leopard is a master of high mountain camouflage. Its color almost melts into the rocks and snow, making it look like a ghost lurking in the Himalayan mist. The long, bushy tail, sometimes almost as long as its body, is not only a tool for balancing when crossing cliffs, but also a scarf to keep warm on sub-zero nights. The jade-grey eyes, deep and calm as an icy lake, can clearly see prey from hundreds of meters away. All of its senses are finely tuned to perfection for life at the top of the mountain. The large feet, covered with fur like a natural snow cushion, help it walk as lightly as a feather on the ice, leaving no sound, not a single sound to warn its prey. The snow leopard is a solitary species, usually appearing in pairs only during the mating season from late winter to early spring. They establish large territories, which can be up to hundreds of square kilometers, depending on the terrain and prey density. This big cat does not roar like a lion or tiger. Their larynxes do not have structures that allow them to roar, but instead produce soft sounds, such as growls or hisses, used for marking or short communication. Snow leopards can travel tens of kilometers a day across mountainsides, crevices and valleys, often following familiar trails, marking their territory with scent and scratches on rocks. In the cold and rugged world where they live, patience is key, and snow leopards can ambush their prey for hours, hiding in the shadows of rocks or snowdrifts, only striking when they are sure of victory.
Ever filmed in the wild.
Their ability to leap up to 15 meters in one bound allows them to attack from a distance that their prey cannot react to. At the end of winter, snow leopards enter a brief breeding season. Females mark their territory with urine and scratches on rocks, emitting chemical signals to attract males in the vicinity. When approaching, males often gently bite the back of the female's neck, a typical behavior used to stabilize their position during mating. Mating occurs several times over several days, after which the male leaves, leaving the female responsible for raising the young. The gestation period lasts approximately 90 to 100 days. In late spring, the female finds a dry, sheltered cave, often in difficult-to-reach terrain, to give birth. Each litter consists of 1 to 3 cubs, which are born blind, weighing less than 500 grams and are completely dependent on their mother. During the first 4 to 6 weeks after birth, the female rarely leaves the cave, only leaving when absolutely necessary to hunt. cubs open their eyes completely after about 2 months of age and begin to leave the cave for short distances under the supervision of their mother. The female teaches them how to move on rocky terrain, learn to hide and observe prey. From 3 to 6 months, the cubs begin to eat prey brought by their mother and are gradually weaned. They continue to live with their mother for approximately 18 to 22 months to learn hunting and survival skills. When they are mature enough, they separate from their mothers and begin a solitary life, like all other adult snow leopards, on the harsh mountain peaks. Despite being an apex predator in Central Asia's alpine ecosystems, the snow leopard is among the world's most secretive and vulnerable big cats. With an estimated population of only 3,500 to 7,000 left in the wild, it faces multiple threats: habitat loss due to climate change, conflict with humans, and poaching for its rare pelt. Snow leopards play a vital role in maintaining the balance of ungulate populations such as ibex, blue sheep, and antelope. Their presence is an indicator of a healthy, biodiverse alpine ecosystem. On a steep rocky slope, a herd of markhor moves silently, taking careful steps along narrow ledges. Among the herd, a fidgety calf tries to keep up with its mother and the adults. Hidden in the rocks and mountain grass behind, a snow leopard was following closely, each step slow, light as mist. When the herd of goats was momentarily distracted, it rushed out from the shade. The whole herd panicked, scattering on the mountainside. The calf was separated from its mother, not having time to turn around before being hit by the snow leopard's pounce. Sharp teeth bit hard from behind, causing the goat to slip and struggle in pain. But in the moment of survival, it rose up, gathered all its strength to jump off the edge of the rock, falling into the cold water below. The snow leopard stopped at the edge of the cliff, watching. The markhor goat or mountain goat, the lucky victim who just escaped, is one of the strangest and most remarkable creatures of the Central Asian highlands. The male is distinguished by its great spiral horns, which can grow to over 1 meter long, and its long beard that hangs down to its chin like an ancient warrior. Its thick seasonal fur is a natural shield against the cold and wind of the rocky plateau. They live at dangerous altitudes, where every flat patch of land is a precious resource. But the markhor does not need flat ground. With cloven hooves and strong pads, they move gracefully over sharp ledges where even predators are wary. As herbivores, the markhor grazes on roots, shrubs and barren vegetation on the Rocky Mountains, living off the nutrient-poor soil. To compensate, they often lick the mineral-rich soil and rocks, searching for salts and trace elements essential for their bodies. It is this amazing adaptability that helps them survive in the harsh, but also makes them ideal prey. They live in small groups, usually females and young goats, and the markhor is always on the lookout. Every movement is deliberate, quick, decisive, but not rushed. The males live in seclusion, only appearing when the breeding season comes, leading to fierce horn competitions for the right to mate. When winter comes to the high mountains, the markhor breeding season also begins. The males leave their hiding places, heading towards the female herd. On the rocky slopes, two adult males face off, spiral horns raised high, eyes tense. They stand up straight, then charge at each other. The clash of horns resounds, rocks break under their hooves. After a few fierce butts, one is exhausted and retreats. The other stands firm, and the female steps forward. The winner wins the right to pass on the lineage. After mating, the males leave. Female markhors are pregnant throughout the winter, a test of survival in the cold and scarcity. When the snow melts in late spring, they find a secluded place to give birth. Each litter usually has only one young. The newborn baby can stand up within hours, and after just a few days, it follows its mother up the rocky slopes. In this world, the speed of maturity determines survival. As the main prey of the snow leopard, markhor plays a balancing role in the Rocky Mountain ecosystem. Their existence helps maintain the natural food chain, protecting the biodiversity of the harsh highlands. Each individual markhor is not only a creature surviving in the cold rocks, but also a vital link in an ancient ecosystem that is gradually shrinking. But the snow leopard is not the only threat. High in the sky, another predator is always watching, the golden eagle. With its razor-sharp eyes and nearly 2-meter wingspan, it dominates the air, targeting the weakest members of the markhor flock. With threats coming from both the ground and the sky, life in the mountains becomes a delicate balance between strength, speed, and constant vigilance. The golden eagle, Aquila chrysitos, is one of the largest and fastest birds of prey in the northern hemisphere. Its dark brown plumage with a golden sheen on the back of its neck makes it easy to spot when it soars. It can detect the slightest movement from more than 2 kilometers away, then swoop down at speeds of up to 240 km/h to deliver a fatal attack. Its curved, hook-like talons grip its prey with enough force to break bones on impact. In some areas, golden eagles have been recorded hunting in pairs, one chasing away, the other ambushing in the opposite direction. A rare tactic in the bird world, showing a remarkable level of coordination and adaptation. On a pale grey rock covered with thin snow, the carcass of an unfortunate animal is becoming a feast for a flock of rock crows. They gather together, fighting over every piece of meat, their squawks echoing in the empty space. But the atmosphere immediately changes when a large black shadow swoops down from the sky. A golden eagle, wings spread wide, talons gripping the rock as soon as it touches the ground. The crows scatter and fly up, cawing loudly, leaving the corpse for the larger predator. The eagle advances, begins to eat, slowly but powerfully. The crows circle, a few perch close, staring, waiting. A bold one boldly steps forward, grabbing the eagle's tail feathers as if in challenge. For a brief moment, the eagle turned around, its beak extended as a warning strike. The crow recoiled, its neck retracted, not daring to take another step. The silence was broken when another golden eagle swooped down from the sky. There was no compromise, just a fierce collision between the two rulers of the sky. Wings slapped against rocks, talons raised, beaks clashed against beaks. The fight was swift but fierce. The latter was overwhelmed, forced to retreat. It flew up, perched on a nearby tree branch, its eyes still on its lost meal. On this mountainside, even death was something to be fought over. As a solitary predator, the golden eagle does not share its meals. Whether it is its own prey or a carcass it finds, it is always absolutely protective of its meal. With its territorial nature and high vigilance, every time it lands on the ground, it is ready to confront any intruder, even its own kind. Between the Rocky Mountains and the cold sky, solitude is not a choice, but a survival instinct. Leaving no footprints like the snow leopard, the eagle does not need to ambush in silence. It comes from the sky with speed, precision, and instinct honed over millions of years of evolution. On the bare slopes where rocks and winds leave no room for error, the golden eagle is the embodiment of death coming from above, unannounced, unforgiving. When spring comes slowly in the Rocky Mountains, the golden eagle begins its breeding season. The nests are built from large branches, lined with dry grass and feathers, and can be used for many years, growing higher with each season. Each clutch usually consists of only 1 or 2 eggs. The female incubates for nearly 6 weeks, while the male does most of the hunting and bringing back the prey. Even in the most dangerous of nests, the eggs and chicks are not completely safe. Crows, weasels, and even smaller birds of prey may take advantage of the parent's absence to approach and destroy the nest. When the chicks hatch, they are weak, blind, and completely dependent on their parents. During the first weeks, both adults take turns guarding the nest, tearing off bits of flesh to feed to their young. The chicks grow quickly, but competition is fierce. If there are 2 chicks, the weaker one is often left to starve or pushed out of the nest. In the wild, only one usually survives, the stronger one. It takes 3 months for the chicks to have enough feathers to leave the nest. But even when they can fly, they follow their parents for weeks to learn to hunt, to master the sky as their parents did. Despite careful protection, not all chicks survive to full feathers. Dangers lurk from the time they're in the egg: enemies, weather, hunger and cold, and even competition within their own nests. In the world of the golden eagle, maturity is the prerogative of the strongest individuals, those who are strong enough to survive the first 3 months of life between the cold rocks and the dangerous sky. And if they survive, they will carry that instinct with them to continue the life cycle of the silent predator, dominating the wild mountains. On the cold, high mountains, where human footprints are rare, the golden eagle is more than just a predator. It is an essential link in the rocky ecosystem, controlling the population of rodents, small birds, young animals, and cleaning up carcasses. Its presence reflects the health of an untouched wilderness. In silence, it keeps the balance, not by numbers but by roles. One bird, one territory. One pair of wings, an entire sky. And on that windy mountainside, where rocks, snow and bird shadows pass each other, the golden eagle continues its journey, solitary, calm and irreplaceable. Amidst the ice and steep rocks where humans only pass by for a moment, life quietly goes on. Snow leopard, markhor, golden eagle, 3 species, 3 rhythms of life, weaving a harsh but harmonious picture of survival. There is no room for error, no room for weakness, only instinct, adaptation, and the never-ending battle between hunger and survival. And it is in this most inhospitable place that nature does not need intervention, only the quiet existence. On the nameless mountain peaks where the shadows of birds glide across the cliffs and footprints melt into the thin snow, life continues, silent, persistent, and majestic.